I was on this show. It was a podcast show. It was called the No Schedule Man. And it was Kevin's show. And Kevin asked me during the interview, he goes, what was it like to write a book? And I told him, it's the ballsiest thing I've ever done. And he looked at me, kind of shocked, because he wasn't sure if he should laugh, because I said ballsy. And he wasn't sure if he should step back. But I told him, like, this, the only other thing that was ballsy, and it wasn't as ballsy as writing a book, was when I had to hit on my wife. And it was New Year's Eve, just after midnight, and I'm in the club, and everybody's celebrating, and well, 10 tables away, I see this beautiful girl, and she's dancing, and she's got a party hat on. And for some reason, I did this. And she did this back. And I was like, oh shit. I can't turn back now. I have to go and talk to her. So I started looking. Is there any dudes with her? No dudes, check mark. Then I seen, okay, there's like 3 girls with her. And one of them is a blocker. She's looking at me like, you're gonna come and talk to my friend, really? But I already did the guns. I had to go in. So I'm nervous because I see these girls are checking out how I'm dressed, criticizing my hairstyle. I don't have any hair anymore, but so I took 2 big chugs of liquid courage, and I made my approach. And I'm trying to do my cool dance walk, going over to talk to her. And I get to her and I say, hi. And she says, bonjour. I say, what? Bonjour. And then I say, Happy New Year's. She says, Happy New Year's. And then I said to her, I think it was, how's it going? And she says, très bien. Bonjour, très bien. Then she says to me, do you speak French? I said, petit. I know bonbon, automobile, gâteau. Hey, we're in Ontario. It's our Ontario education. We know croissants and we know poutine. But somehow, we hit it off. And so I had a game plan. If that didn't work, I wasn't going to talk to any more girls that night. I was going to date 7 or 8 beer bottles and call it a night. But somehow that worked. And to this day, we've spent like 14, 15 New Year's Eves together and going strong. So that was ballsy, but it wasn't as ballsy as writing a book, because if that didn't work out, I didn't have to tell that story, right? That story could exist if I wanted it to or not. But when you write a book, whatever you write on that paper, good or bad, that lives the test of time. Your great-great-grandkids can look at that book and say, look at this thing that this old man, granddad wrote. It's horrible. He's not my granddad. Oh, he's not my granddad. Right? Because it's out there. So knowing that, I knew if I wanted to write a book, I had to cheat first. So I cheated. I wrote blogs. And I wrote blogs about personal development. I wrote blogs about law of attraction. I wrote blogs about business, marketing. And I started to see what was resonating with people and what wasn't. Started testing out my style and really seeing, how my message could come across and how I wanted to present it. So then I thought, okay, maybe now I'm ready to write a book. But I decided I'm going to cheat one more time. And I decided to write a book with my mom. That way, we can share the glory and we can share any of the downfalls. So we wrote some books on law of attraction, and she's very much into the spiritual side. And I'm into just the practical application. The spiritual side wasn't really my thing. But what was happening is when I started to go and network with people, because I do a lot of business consulting, they would ask me about books for that. And I didn't have any books that were just geared to business consulting. So I had this idea. I would get frustrated a lot of times reading books on marketing and business, and I'd find that they have like 15 bazillion chapters, and I only needed that one chapter to find that one solution that I wanted to solve, so I could keep going and building my business. So I decided, you know what? I'm just going to write books that only have one chapter that solve one problem. And I would tell people about this, and they'd be like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. With their voice, with their face, would be like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. They look at me like I'm crazy, like it's the craziest thing they've ever heard, and it's a gimmick, it's just nuts. So I said, I want to do this, and I know at some point, for it to have some credibility, I got to win an award. But first, I got to write this book. So I wrote the first one-chapter book, and I didn't get any 5 stars. I got mainly 3 stars and a couple of 4 stars. And all the reviews were the same. Oh, it's a really cool book, but. Oh, it's really nice concept, but. Oh, there's a great story, but. Now, I like big butts. But I wasn't liking those kind of butts. So I was looking at it, and I was feeling kind of pissed off that people weren't resonating with it the way that I thought they should. But then I started to realize, because it's the same as when you're running a business and you're getting feedback from people, what they're doing is they're telling you how you can make it better. And that if you listen to the criticism, take the emotions from it, they're actually telling you how to make the next book better. So I wrote the next book, and it was better than the first one because I was using some of their feedback and criticism. And then I started to write the third book because I knew a one-chapter book series can only be a series if you pump out some books. So I was looking at, I got to have some quantity and quality. So how do I merge that together? So that was all starting to work. Things were starting to go well. And then I decided, this is still not ballsy enough for me. Because when I do things, I like to take a risk, and it's got to be really ballsy. So I said, for me to really win an award, I got to turn this into a fictional book. Still solving a business problem, but in a fictional story. So I started to get my head around that and came up with characters, put this whole thing together, put it out there, and I got some really good reviews. I got 4 really good reviews, and I got 1 review that wasn't so good. I'm looking at it now this time I'm liking the butts because I know that it's helping me to improve. And I found the butt, and it was said, it was a great book, but it really irritated me that every time the author wrote about the diner, he spelled diner with 2 N's. I'm like, what? So I looked through the book, and there it is. There's a bunch of times where it was diner with 2 N's. But because I'm a self-publisher, I realized in learning from every time that I got criticism before I write the next book better, I said I could just fix this book right now and put it back out there. So I tweaked it, fixed it, put it back out there, got some great reviews. And what it did is it actually made that review that was bad look irrelevant because the things that they were saying was wrong with the book were no longer wrong with the book. And I said, well, this is the same thing that we do in business when we get feedback and we want to create a really, really awesome customer experience. We listen to what our customers are saying. Sometimes we don't like what they're saying, but if we listen to what they're saying, they're actually telling us how to fix our business for free. I'm a consultant. You can hire me. I'll charge you a fee, but they're going to teach you for free if you can take that emotion out of it and really listen to the criticism. So I started to fix that book and started to really they gain a lot of momentum. And then one day, this lady calls me that I worked with before in marketing books, and she said, there's this competition going on, you should put your book in there. I'm thinking, okay, this is kind of what I'm looking for, because even though I had like 5 or 6 of these one-chapter books, people still thought it was kind of a gimmick, kind of funny. They didn't really realize that how much benefit there was in each story of solving entrepreneur problems. So I said, I need to build up that credibility and win this award. So I put in for that award, and then I kind of forgot about it because the award was in, the submissions were in May. They weren't choosing winners until September. So I went through the summer doing my stuff. I did the podcast at that point. I knew the book was in an award, but I forgot about it. Then I found out that I won. I'm looking, at first I didn't really believe it because still it's a one-chapter book. I wasn't sure if it was real. So it just didn't feel real, and I'm looking at it and I realized that I won. And I also realized that it's going to be in Miami, the award ceremony. And I've always wanted to go to Miami, and if you know anything about Miami, you know they have a lot of certain things there that I like. So it was bonus. So I won this award, and I was all excited, and we went, we had a great time. And what I learned from that really is that anytime that you're doing anything, if you can listen to the feedback, people will tell you how to make your business better. People will tell you how to build your skills, to create a better environment, a better business for yourself. All you have to do is take away that emotion of getting upset when you get that feedback, and understand that the buts are where the money is. So don't be afraid of the buts. Thank you.